As I have said, no, pagdating sa notes, ano, okay, may makikita tayo di yung mga tabulation, enumeration, pero marami ring narrative. Okay, go.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lorenz Marquida, and I'm going to discuss all about the uh the notes to financial statement. So first definition, notes to financial statements provide narrative description or disaggregation of items presented in the financial statements and information about items that do not qualify for recognition. So, yung recognition na sinasabi dito, financial statement of an entity as an asset, liability, totals. So, sabi dito yung notes to financial statements daw ay narrative description of items presented income statement of financial position, income statement, statement of comprehensive income, statements. Next, in other words, notes to financial statements are used to report information that does not minsan may mga important informations na kailangan kasama siya sa pag-report ng financial statement pero hindi na siya fit para ilagay pa sa like for example sa SFP or income statement. Kaya meron tayong tinatawag na notes to financial statement. So next, notes provide additional information and help clarify the items presented in the financial statements. So pag makakita kayo ng notes to financial statements, meron doon minsan mga definition ng mga accounts and ayun dahil dun sa notes nagkakaroon tayo ng additional information para mas ma-clarify sa'tin, mas maintindihan natin kung ano yung mga items na naka-present dun sa financial statements. Pass 1, paragraph 113 provides that an entity shall, as far as practicable, present notes in a systematic manner. Pag sinabi nating systematic manner, is organized and structured. Each item on the face of the statement of financial position, income statement, statement of comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, and statement of cash flows should be cross-referenced to any related information in the notes. So makikita niyo dun sa pag nag-open kayo ng isang notes to financial statement, makikita niyo dun sa is naka-cross-reference siya. For example, kung saan makikita yung specific na account, makikita niyo siya dun na magga-guide siya sa inyo. Like for example, may nakalagay dun na maliit na letter, tapos makikita niyo sa financial statements may mga ganun din. So nagko-cross-reference para din makita kung para saan yung additional information na yon. Next, the notes to financial statements shall be highly detailed, precise, complete, and easily understood by a reader who has a reasonable understanding of business affairs and is willing to study the financial statements. So sabi po dito, dapat highly detailed, precise, dapat kompleto, at yung madaling maintindihan ng mga mambabasa or yung mga kung sino ba talaga yung may need nun or yung willing na mag-study ng financial statements. So sabi po dito, purpose of notes to financial statements. The purpose of notes to financial statement is to provide the necessary disclosures required by PFRS or or Philippine Financial Reporting Standard. Specifically, PAS 1 paragraph 112 provides that the notes to financial statements shall A. Present information about the basis of preparation of the financial statements and the specific accounting policies used. B. Disclose the information required by Philippine Financial Reporting Standards that is not presented in the financial statements. And C, provide additional information which is not presented in the financial statements but is relevant to an understanding of the financial statements. And katulad na nga lang po ng sinabi ko kanina, sometimes sa notes to financial statements, meron doon mga description or meaning ng isang account. Siyempre, hindi na yun sinasama pa kapag gagawa ka, like for example, ng statement of financial position, hindi mo na ilalagay dun yung um, description or meaning ng account, pero dun sa notes, meron dun portion na dinedefine nila yun. Next, orders of presenting the notes. Pass 1, paragraph 114 provides that an entity normally presents notes in the following order to assist users understand the financial statements and to compare them with financial statements of other entities. First, statement of compliance with PFRS. So ito po, yung statement of compliance, it is a report signed by qualified party affirming that at the time of the assessment, the collection of activities met the requirements. Then B, summary of significant accounting policies used. C, support information or computation for line items presented in the financial statement. So yung line items, as per IFRS and IAS, it means category. For example, for revenue, cost of sales, or admin expenses. D. Other disclosures such contingent liabilities, unrecognized contractual commitments, and non-financial disclosures. So ito po yung order kung paano ipapresent desirable to vary the order of specific items within the notes. However, the entity must retain the systematic presentation and structure of the notes as far as practicable. So, sabi po dito, yung order daw po ng pag-present ng notes to financial statement, it may change, it may vary, pero daw po dapat yung entity pag presento dapat po ay systematic presentation pa rin, structured and ayun po. So next, compliance with PFRS. Pass 1, paragraph 16 provides that an entity whose financial statements comply with Philippine Financial Reporting Standards shall make an explicit and unreserved statement of such compliance. Sinabi po natin explicit, clear, and detailed. Pag sinabi natin, ayan, an entity shall not describe financial statements as complying with PFRS unless they comply with all the requirements of each applicable Philippine Financial Reporting Standard. So, hindi po nila pwedeng sabihin na nagko-comply or hindi sila nakapag-comply sa requirements ng PFRS. Yan. Accounting policies. Accounting policies are defined as the specific principles, methods, practices, rules, bases, and conventions adopted by an entity in preparing and presenting financial statement. Accounting standards set out the required recognition and measurement principles that an entity shall follow in preparing its financial statement and shall often prescribe the accounting policy to be adopted. Next, significant accounting policies. Those the preparing the financial statements. B, the accounting policies used that are relevant to an understanding of the financial statements. Next, disclosure of form users of basis on which aga po yun na-inform sa mga users kasi yun po yung parang nagiging malaki daw po yung epekto ng measurement basis na the statements. The measurement basis include historical value and present value. The most common measurement is historical cost. Pero and makes judgment in determining the following. A. Whether financial assets are to be measured at fair value or at amortized cost. Whether substantially all the significant risk and rewards of ownership of the leased asset are transferred to the lessee. C. Whether in substance particular sales of goods are product financing arrangement and therefore do not give rise to revenue.
Okay.
Lastly, disclosure of estimation uncertainty. Pass 1, paragraph 125 provides that an entity shall disclose information about the assumption it makes about the future and other major sources of uncertainty at the end of reporting period that have a significant risk of resulting in a material adjustment to the carrying amount of assets and liabilities within the next financial year. With respect to those assets and liabilities, the notes shall include the nature and carrying amount of the assets and liabilities at the end of the reporting period. So, dagdag ko lang din po na the disclosure of information about judgment is mandatory, so it is required, as well as the disclosure of information about key sources of estimation uncertain. Yan, parehas po silang required. Yun lang po, thank you.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. Class, any reaction? Okay. Any question? Hindi ako naririnig. Malayo ako. Okay. So, Perez, are you ready?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, you continue the reporting.
Lawrence pa, share screen. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm going to continue the topic of disclosures and the examples of notes to financial statements. And other disclosures, Pass 1, paragraph 138 provides that an entity shall disclose the following. A. The domicile and legal form of the entity, its country of incorporation, and the address of the registered office or principal place of a business. B. A description of the nature of the entity's operations and its principal activities. And for letter C, the name of the parent and the ultimate parent of the group. When we say disclosures, ito yung mga additional informations na naka-attach sa mga financial statements. Usually, explanations yun ng mga activities which have significantly influenced the entity's financial results. Yung mga disclosures daw, yung mga additional information na naka-attach sa mga financial statements. Tapos sabi dito, the domicile and the legal form of the entity. When we say domicile, it is the permanent address kung saan talaga nakatira mismo yung tao. And for the next paragraph 137 provides that an entity shall disclose or declared before the financial statements were authorized during the period and the related amount per share. Sabi dito yung mga amount ng dividends na pinropose or declared bago ang financial statements were authorized. Pag sinabi nating authorized, ito yung mga amount na ng mga dividend ay kinonsider but not recognized. Meaning to say, hindi siya naka-recognize, it means na hindi siya naka-record yung transaction sa mismong financial statement as distribution. Tapos yung binaman, the amount of any cumulative preference dividends are not recognized also. And these are the examples of the notes to financial statements and the amounts are not assumed. The first note, the note 1, compliance with PFRS. PFRS stands for Philippine Financial Reporting Standards, and the financial statements have been prepared in compliance with the Philippine Financial Reporting Standards, Securities and Exchange Commission. The accounting policies in the preparation of the financial statements have been applied on consistent basis. Yung Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC, familiar naman siguro yung lahat doon. Siya yung the national government regulatory agency that charged with supervision over the corporate sector, the capital market participants, and the securities and investment instruments market, and the protection of investing public. And for the second note, note 2, significant accounting policies, measurement basis. The financial statements have been prepared on the basis of historical cost, and except where stated, do not take into account changing prices and current cost of non-current assets. Sabi dito, ang financial statement daw ay hinahanda at nakabase sa historical cost. Yung historical cost, ito yung mga past and as a current cost ng non-current assets. And for the inventories are measured at the lower of FIFO cost and net realizable value. When we say FIFO or FIFO, it stands for first in and first out. Kung ano yung unang pinasok, yun yung unang lalabas. Halimbawa sa store, kumuha siya sa supplier niya ng mga stocks. Yung unang pinasok na supplier, yun yung una niyang ibebenta sa mga customer. Bali, kunwari nagkaroon ng panibagong stock, yung mga luma na nauna, yun yung unang ilalabas. Ganun. Tapos, pag sinabing FIFO costing, ito yung mga cost na indicate sa mga resibo para ma-track ito. Tapos yung store pre-opening cost, um, such costs are charged to expense. Yung mga store pre-opening cost naman, yung mga cost na kapag bago ka magbukas ng store, ito yung mga cost na yun. Halimbawa, um, yung mga ginastos para sa mga stocks, kunwari kung nagrenta ka lang for prepaid rent, ganun. And next, property, plant, and equipment cost. The straight line method is used useful life of the assets. When we say straight line method, ginagamit siya sa pag-calculate ng depreciation at ng amortization. And the process of expensing an asset with a longer period of time, expenditures incurred subsequent to their acquisition of property, plant, and equipment are expensed outright if the amounts are 5,000 pesos below. Such expenditures amounted to 100,000 in 2018 and 30,000 in 2017 on the aggregate. For the cash equivalent, the entity considers all highly liquid investments with maturities of 3 months or less when purchased as cash equivalents. For intangible assets, goodwill represents the difference between the purchase price of an acquired entity and their related fair values of net assets acquired. Goodwill is not amortized but tested for impairment annually, taon-taon. The cost of patents, copyrights, and other intangible assets are amortized over their estimated useful life. The straight line method is used for amortization. Yung depreciation at amortization, para makalculate yun, ginagamitan siya ng straight line method. Pag sinabi naman natin amortization, ito yung mga utang na binabayaran due in the period of time of payment. For the research and development, all expenditures for research and development are charged to expense in the year incurred. So yung mga gastusin for research and development ay nakalagay sa financial statement, naka-note siya sa mismong year na pinagamitan nito. For income taxes include deferred income taxes that result from all taxable and deductible temporary differences between carrying amount for financial reporting and tax base for tax reporting of assets and liabilities. And for the earnings per share amounts are based on the weighted average number of ordinary shares outstanding after the recognition of preference dividends. Potential ordinary share are not material. Next. And for the note number 3, inventories, the components of year-end inventories are as follows. The column for December 31, 2018, you can see the items or the inventories which are finished goods that cost 3 million, goods in process 2 million, raw materials 1,500,000, manufacturing supplies 400,000, allowance for inventory write-down 700,000. Pinag-plus yung finished goods, goods in process, raw materials, and manufacturing supplies, tapos dineduct yung allowance for inventory write-down. And the total is 6,200,000. And for the column of December 31, 2017, the finished good is amount 2,500,000, and for the goods in process 1,800,000, raw materials 1,200,000, and for the manufacturing supplies 300,000, and allowance for inventory write-down 500,000. Same lang din, ipa-plus yung finished goods, goods in process, raw materials, manufacturing supplies, and then i-deduct yung allowance for inventory write-down na 500,000 with a total of 5,300,000. So dito makikita nyo yung difference na mas malaki yung inventories na total ng December 31 kaysa sa December 31, 2018 kaysa sa December 31, 2017. Next is note for property, plant, and equipment. On February 1, 2018, the entity entered into a contract with a contractor for the construction of an office building. The fixed contract price is 8 million pesos. The building is expected to be completed in 12 months. For the column of December 31, 2018, land 5 million, buildings 20 million, machineries and equipment 4 million, furniture and fixtures 2 million, patterns, mold, dies, and tools 1 million with a total of 32 million, and accumulated depreciation will be 14 million. 32 million minus 14 million is 18 million, which is the carrying amount. And for the column of December 31, 2017, the land is 5 million, buildings 20 million, also machineries and equipment 2 million, furniture and fixtures 1,500,000, patterns, mold, dies, and tools 800,000 with a total of 29,300,000. And the accumulated depreciation will be lessened with 12,300,000. 29,300,000 minus 12,300,000 is 17 million. As you can see, mas malaki pa rin yung carrying amount ng December 31, 2018 kaysa sa December 31, 2017. Next is Note 5, Contingent Liability. The entity is a defendant in a patent infringement suit seeking damages of 2 million pesos. The suit is still pending and the entity's legal counsel firmly believe that the case will now prosper. Sabi dito yung entity daw is a defendant, tapos yung mga damages na nangyari sa patent infringement ay nagkakos ng 2 million. And yung suit ay nagpe-pending pa rin, ongoing. But the entity's legal counsel or the regulators believe that the case will now prosper. Ibig sabihin nun, hindi na siya um, i-continue pa. And for the Note 6 long-term debt, the bonds payable of 5 million pesos mature on December 31, 2022, pays semi-annual interest of 12% on June 30 and December 31. The bonds require sinking fund deposit of 1 million pesos annually starting December 31, 2019. Note 7, shareholders' equity, preference share capital, 100 pesos par value, 100,000 shares authorized, issued, and outstanding at both December 31, 2018 and December 31, 2017. The preference share is cumulative and there are no dividends in arrears. And ordinary share capital, 50 peso par, 1 million shares authorized, and 800,000 shares issued at both December 31, 2018 and December 31, 2017, of which 50,000 shares are held in treasury and recorded at cost of 3 million pesos. Retained earnings are appropriated to the extent of the cost. The balance of retained earnings represents unrestricted amount legally available for dividends. And for the 8th note or the Note 8 share options, on December 1, 2018, the shareholders of the entity approved the share option plan, which provides for granting of options to purchase 50,000 ordinary shares at 100% of fair value at the date of grant. And the options are exercisable immediately. So these are the example of the notes of financial statements, and the amounts are not assumed together with the disclosure. That's all. Thank you po.
Okay. Plus, you are, you have seen, no? How the notes to financial statement should look like, and what are the matters that should be contained in the notes. Now, if you are working for an auditing firm, every auditor is provided with the list of matters for disclosure, no? There is that list of matters for disclosure. So, kapag sinabing disclose, sabihin nun, eh, ilagay mo, include mo sa notes to financial statements. And also, depende rin yan sa industry and or regulatory government agencies na hakop yung industry kinabibilangan ng iyong client, ano? Kung ano pa ang gusto nilang makita sa notes ng business entity. So, cross-referencing, usually, makikita mo mga numbers, no? Hindi letters. Numbers, usually. And then, don't be surprised to see cross-referencing wherein kung sa isang line item na nag-appear sa financial statements, no? Ano ba isabihin ng line item? For example, cash and cash equivalent, property, plant, equipment, ay may nakasulat na maraming numero. Ibig sabihin nun, maraming notes ang titingnan related related to that particular line item. No? Kunwari, receivables, no? Ay kita mo yung close in parenthesis, ang daming number. So, maraming notes yun. And also, you may also encounter na isang note number naka-cross-reference sa maraming line items. No? That is also possible. So, kapag gawin ng i-disclose, you should be sure na indicated yung disclosure number doon sa mga accounts na affected. No? Affected accounts. Okay. So, I hope you have learned much about the notes. And after that, related din sa notes, yung mga related parties and events after the reporting date. Ano? As a disclosure din yun. And we will go into that. No? We will go into that. So class, do you have any question at this point? Now, kung wala, screenshot attendance. Okay, now runs the 1, 2, 3.
Same na po.
Okay.
1,
1, 2, 3.
2, 3, smile.
Okay. Oh,
Nasend ko na po sa GC.
ano? Nag-register na sa'yo? Na-receive na sa'yo? Na-check mo lang sa cellphone mo. Okay. Class. Break. Can we meet again? Kailan? 5:30 today, this afternoon. Have a break time.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you.